Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning into today's video. We have more gaming and PlayStation news, rumours and leaks to go over. Right then, please hit that like button if you enjoyed today's video. A huge shout out to the God of War and Uncharted channel members, whose names you can see scrolling across the screen. I'm working on some custom badges at the moment, so I hope to have them available over the next few months. But if you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments. Your support on the channel is absolutely invaluable. Thank you ever so much. If you're new here to the channel, consider subscribing and becoming a channel member and get yourself some exclusive member perks. So we are starting off with Sony, who have officially announced that Ghost of Yotei will be launching later this year for the PS5. But in typical Sony fashion, there's not much information that's being given out by Sucker Punch or Sony. People are eagerly awaiting more information and have had to rely on small tidbits and snippets of information that occasionally surface online. However, a recent update on the game's official PlayStation.com page has provided a glimpse into what players can expect from this highly anticipated sequel. Set 300 years after the events of Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Yotei introduces a new protagonist named Atsu. Unlike Jin Sakai, Atsu's journey is deeply personal, driven by revenge for the destruction of her homestead and the loss of her family. The game's official description hints at a narrative filled with fury and determination, where players will follow Atsu as she hunts down those responsible for her suffering. One of the most exciting aspects of Ghost of Yotei is the promise of deeper player choice. While the original, the phenomenal Ghost of Tsushima allowed players to engage in both samurai and ghost-like stealth combat, the sequel seems to be taking things even further. Players will have more agency in shaping Atsu's path, choosing how she fights, survives, and evolves into a legendary warrior. To support this expanded gameplay, Ghost of Yotei introduces new weapons and new game mechanics. According to the PlayStation page, Atsu will be able to master a variety of weapons, including the powerful Odachi, the versatile Kusarigama, and the dual katanas. These additions suggest a more diverse combat system, potentially allowing players to switch between weapons and fighting styles depending on the situation. The game's setting is another major highlight. Ghost of Yotei takes place in the region surrounding Mount Yotei, a towering peak located in Japan's snowy northern frontier. Unlike Tsushima, which was under the rule of the shogunate or the shogunate, this setting in 1603 was largely untamed, characterized by vast grasslands, frozen tundras, and hidden dangers. The shift in environment will likely introduce new challenges and survival elements for players to work their way through. Visually, Ghost of Yotei aims to be a technical masterpiece, developed exclusively for the PS5, allowing the developers to focus on one system. The game is expected to showcase breathtaking landscapes, from Starfield night skies and shimmering auroras to dynamic weather effects and realistic foliage. Sony has also confirmed that Ghost of Yotei will benefit from enhanced performance and graphics when played on the PS5 Pro, ensuring an even more immersive experience. While there's still a lot we don't know about the game, these details have fueled anticipation and hype surrounding Ghost of Yotei, with first-party studio Sucker Punch leading the development and fans of Ghost of Tsushima expecting the studio to build on the Tsushima experience. Expectations for this game are sky high. As we move closer to release, we can expect more trailers, gameplay showcase, and deeper dives into the story, hopefully giving us a clearer picture of what Ghost of Yotei has in store. The studio and Sony have confirmed that Ghost of Yotei will be releasing this year. The only question is when. As we know, GTA 6 is landing towards the end of the year, possibly October or November. Therefore, a good guess would be June or July 2025 for a Ghost of Yotei release. Watch this space for more updates about this game. Guys, remember to smash that like button if you're enjoying the video so far, and let's move on. It's been over a year since Rockstar dropped their first GTA 6 trailer, and despite the game being slated for a release later this year, details remain incredibly difficult to come by. This lack of information is causing conflict amongst some industry insiders and YouTubers who are conflicted regarding the release date, even though Rockstar have come out to confirm that the game is still on track for a 2025 release. And without an official release date for the game, many publishers reportedly are reluctant to schedule their own releases too close to the reported end-of-year GTA 6 release. So why is Rockstar playing things so close to its chest? In a recent interview with Bloomberg, Take-Two's interactive CEO Strauss Zelnick offered some insights into the company's strategy. And according to Zelnick, GTA 6 is shaping up to be one of the most highly anticipated entertainment properties ever. And Rockstar wants to maximize that excitement by controlling the flow of information. Zelnick goes on to say that the anticipation for GTA 6 is maybe the greatest anticipation I've ever seen for an entertainment property. And I've been around the block a few times. I've been in every entertainment business there is. And Rockstar's approach to marketing has always been about timing. Unlike other developers who reveal their release schedule years in advance, Rockstar prefers to keep details under wraps until the game is closer to launch. And Zelnick explained that this method helps to maintain excitement while preventing anticipation from turning into frustration due to long periods of wait without any news. This suggests that once Rockstar is ready to pull back the curtain, we can expect a massive wave of information, likely in the months leading up to the game's release. This could include new trailers, gameplay breakdowns, and detailed insights into the game world, characters, and mechanics. However, there has been some ongoing speculation that GTA 6 might face delays, while Rockstar has yet to confirm any changes to the release schedule for 2025. Some industry insiders believe that internal challenges or last-minute polishing could push the launch back. If this happens, fans may have to wait even longer before getting their hands on the next installment in the GTA series. For now though, one thing is for sure, whenever Rockstar decides to drop more GTA 6 information, it's going to dominate the headlines and shake up the gaming industry. Until then, fans will have to remain patient, knowing that every passing day brings them closer to one of the most anticipated video games in history. The game is going to be one of those "where were you when you played this game" moments. Cannot wait for more info about GTA 6. I wonder if PlayStation has the marketing rights for GTA 6. I mean, given that Xbox consoles are practically not selling and Microsoft is taking Xbox and their games third party, I don't see the benefit in Rockstar aligning with Xbox for marketing. I don't understand that perspective. So what I do see is a marketing deal with, say, PlayStation, and then Sony offering PS5 Pro GTA 6 bundles. And you know, something like GTA 6 on the most powerful device on the market, playing GTA 6 at 4K 60 with elements of ray tracing and all those bells and whistles, because we know this game is not coming to PC for at least 2 years or so at the very least, sometime around 2027 at the very least before it comes to PC. So a PlayStation marketing deal of this size and scope makes sense. What do you reckon? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Guys, remember to smash that like button if you're enjoying the video so far. It really helps out the video and the channel a whole bunch. And let's move on. So Netflix's move into the video game industry was met with cautious optimism by some when it was first announced. Like many large corporations venturing into the gaming industry for the very first time, the company had ambitious goals. Back in 2021, Netflix acquired Night School Studio, the team responsible for the critically acclaimed Oxenfree games. It also established an internal development team known as Team Blue. However, the reality of the gaming industry quickly set in. Earlier this year, Night School Studio faced layoffs, and by the end of last year, Team Blue was completely shut down. These setbacks highlighted the challenges of breaking into the gaming space, particularly how difficult it is to turn an immediate profit. Unlike movies or TVs, game development requires long-term investment. In fact, several years worth of long-term investment, technical expertise, and the ability to work your way through a competitive and dominant marketplace established by existing players. Despite these early struggles, Netflix's head of gaming, Alan Tuscan, remains confident in the company's vision. Speaking on the Game Business podcast with Chris Dring, Taskin made a bold claim regarding the future of gaming, stating that the traditional gaming consoles may not play a major role moving forward. And Taskin explained that younger gamers today are more interested in accessibility and convenience rather than owning a dedicated gaming hardware device. He goes on to say that are 8-year-olds and 10-year-olds dreaming of owning a PlayStation 6? I'm not sure. They want to interact with any digital screen, wherever they are, even in a car. And his statement reflects a broader industry shift towards cloud gaming and cross-platform accessibility. Now, hang on a second, just before we continue, when I read that statement, one thing is clear, purely from a PlayStation perspective. I'm only looking at this in kind of tinted blue eyes here. PlayStation's target audience, generally speaking, is not 8 to 10-year-olds, is it? Sure, there are games that younger kids can play on the PlayStation platform. Yeah, that's an offering. It's some of the games they offer, kids can play it, sure. But Sony PlayStation's target audience is a lot older. The vast majority of people who game on PlayStation are in the late 20s, 30s, and older, mid-40s, 50s. Gamers have grown up playing PlayStation games for the best part of 25 to 30 years. So if you were 15, 16-year-old when you got your first PlayStation, you're in your mid-40s now, right? And as we know, a large proportion of the games made on PlayStation, especially Sony first-party games, those games are catered towards adults, or certainly over 18, right? You know, games like The Last of Us 1, The Last of Us Part 2, Horizon, Ghost of Tsushima, God of War, Bloodborne, the Uncharted series, the Killzone games, right? MAG, Resistance. I mean, there are so many PlayStation games that are aimed at adults. On the whole, these games are not catered towards small children. So I'm not sure this Netflix chap, Tascan, is correct in his statement there. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. While Netflix has yet to prove itself in the gaming space, Tascan's experience, which spans many decades, includes a stint at Epic Games, gives some weight to his predictions given his experience. He points to the massive success of Fortnite as an example of a game that transcends traditional console boundaries. However, while console gaming may not be the exclusive future of video games, it's unlikely that dedicated gaming systems will disappear anytime soon. I'm not sure about the Xbox console. However, PlayStation and Nintendo still have very strong fan bases and consistently deliver exclusive content that drives hardware sales. And for Netflix to truly make an impact in gaming, it needs to adopt to modern trends, embrace multi-platform accessibility, and build strong IPs that resonate with players. The company may have faced setbacks before, but its willingness to rethink the traditional game model could eventually lead to success. But let me know your thoughts about what the head of Netflix is saying about the future of console gaming. But let's move on. One of the most anticipated upcoming releases is a game called MindsEye, the latest project from Build a Rocket Boy, a studio founded by Leslie Benzies, a former lead producer on the Grand Theft Auto series. The game is set to launch on June the 10th, 2025 across all platforms. A brand new cinematic trailer recently dropped, you can see being played in the background, shedding some light on the game's story and setting. MindsEye takes place in Red Rock City, a sprawling desert metropolis dominated by artificial intelligence, consumer-grade robotics, and cutting-edge technology. And the game follows the lead character called Jacob Diaz, a former soldier who possesses the MindsEye, which is a neural implant that causes him to experience disturbing memories linked to a mysterious past mission. As he seeks the truth, he finds himself caught in a dangerous conflict with both government forces and powerful tech corporations. The two primary antagonists in the game are Shiva Vega, who is Red Rock City's mayor, and Marco Silva, a tech CEO with a vision for reshaping human evolution. Vega is depicted as a power-hungry politician who wants to exert complete control over the city, while Silva's ambitions may extend beyond ethical boundaries. And MindsEye is described as a story-driven, single-player action-adventure thriller. While the cinematic trailer showcased stunning visuals and intriguing story elements, gameplay footage has yet to be revealed. It remains to be seen how the game's mechanics and world exploration will fold, but given Benzies' track record, expectations are very high for this game. Originally, MindsEye was introduced as part of Everywhere, Build a Rocket Boy's ambitious game-making platform announced back in 2022. However, the studio has since confirmed that MindsEye will be available as a standalone title separate from Everywhere. It will be published in partnership with IOI Partners, the publishing branch of Hitman developer IO Interactive. With its compelling, futuristic setting, intriguing narrative, and a development team led by a key figure behind the GTA series, MindsEye has all the ingredients and the makings of a major hit. Whether it can live up to the hype will ultimately depend on how well its gameplay delivers, but fans won't have to wait much longer to find out. Really looking forward to seeing this game, and we won't have to wait too long given that the game is going to be released this summer. I'd like to see some actual gameplay though, and considering it's meant to be getting released in a few months' time, I think we won't have to wait too long before we'll start to see some gameplay. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section about this game. Now, you'd be surprised at how much you smashing that like button right now helps the video and the channel out. So come on guys, smash that like button. Let's move on. It looks like fans of the Last of Us franchise may have something new to look forward to. A recent report suggests a special edition of one of the games is on its way to the PS5. However, the specifics of this upcoming release remain unclear. But according to a report from Deal Labs, a mystery special edition is set to launch as a physical release priced at $120 or pounds or euros. 120 squid. And while pre-orders are expected to open soon, there's no confirmation yet as to whether this will be The Last of Us Part 1, a part 2, or possibly a collection featuring both of the games. I mean, for $120, I'd expect some kind of a collection edition for both games, considering how long these games have been out for. The timing of the release is particularly interesting as well, given that HBO's The Last of Us TV series is set to return for its second season very soon. It wouldn't be surprising if Sony strategically planned the special edition to coincide with the show's launch, capitalizing on the renewed interest in the series. And Sony recently announced the Last of Us themed DualSense controller, set to be released in April 2025, adding speculation that a major franchise-related announcement is on the horizon. Meanwhile, rumors about The Last of Us Part 3 have been circulating for now over a year. They just won't go away. Despite persistent speculation, Naughty Dog has yet to officially confirm a new installment of the game. Neil Druckmann, the series co-creator, recently addressed the topic, stating, "Don't bet on there being more of The Last of Us." However, he later clarified that he approaches each game as if it were his last, implying that while sequels are never guaranteed, there are always possibilities if the right idea comes along. Well, I can guarantee you that there will be a Last of Us Part 3. The first 2 games were so successful, there is no way Sony will leave this franchise on the table for too long without a new sequel coming out over the next 3 to 4 years. Anyway, let's move on. Bethesda's ambitious space RPG Starfield, a game once touted as the most significant RPGs ever made, may have been closer to launching on the PS5 than many initially thought. According to Microsoft insider Tom Warren, who discussed the topic on Xbox 2+1 podcast, there were once plans to release Starfield on Sony's console, potentially alongside its first major expansion, Shattered Space. And Shattered Space launched on September the 30th last year, but received mixed reviews, currently holding a disappointing 58 on Metacritic. Given this lukewarm reception, some have questioned whether Starfield can still generate the excitement amongst PlayStation players, especially since it's already been out for a while on Xbox and PC. Warren suggested that work on the PS5 version of Starfield has been ongoing for some time, indicating that the port could be ready for release later this year, possibly in conjunction with the game's next expansion. However, he also cautioned that the timeline remains uncertain. And Starfield isn't the only game that was initially planned for PS5, which didn't make the cut last year. Warren also claimed that Forza 5 was intended to launch on the PS5 in 2024, however it was ultimately pushed to 2025. This suggests that Microsoft has been re-evaluating its strategy regarding cross-platform releases, opting to hold off on bringing these major titles to PlayStation for a little longer. Releasing Starfield on PS5 could be a logical move for Bethesda and Microsoft, as it would open up the game to a new audience and potentially boost sales. However, it's unclear how well Starfield will be received by PlayStation gamers, given the criticism the game has faced since its initial release. Some players have expressed disappointment in the game's exploration mechanics, lack of seamless planetary landings, and overall repetitiveness. I mean, the game was supposed to be a system seller, a once-in-a-generation type of game. I remember this game being billed as the next thing since sliced bread, and while some people found it to be a good game, that's exactly what it is. It's a good game for people who like these space exploration RPGs. It's not a system seller, is it? Let's be real, okay? It was never going to sell in the numbers that Microsoft was hoping for. Why would it, when Microsoft has conditioned the vast majority of gamers on Xbox and it's okay to rent games? How is it ever going to make those numbers in sales? Anyway, that's a conversation for another day, and I'm not going to do that here. But let me know your thoughts on Starfield. Would you buy it if it comes to PlayStation? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below about the topics discussed in the video today. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.